Hello to my Scorpios. All right, Scorpios, let's get right into your reading. Let's get into your reading. Let's see what's in your cards. All right, let's see, and let's see. Let's see what's in your cards. All right, let's see what's going on. The moon is in your zodiac sign, Scorpios. So you're closing out a cycle. Obviously, your card is the death card. And so there's rebirth happening here, right? And if you're watching this video on the 13th, Venus, it's the last day that Venus is retrograde. So Venus is the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. So there could be some things that you're kind of sort of changing up when it comes to love. And you deserve the best. You deserve the best. So you're not settling for anything less than the best for you in your relationships, whether it's in your personal and professional life, your personal and professional life. So in terms of a job, you're going after the best in your career, and also in your personal and your professional life. Let's just put it that way. Personal and professional life. You deserve the best. So let's go. 828, victory. So be content with what you've done. Recall the sacrifices you've made, the work you did, and the truths you've uncovered. Your angels applaud you and send you celebratory energy. Show them you receive it by thanking yourself out loud. Right now, perhaps you dance and or sing along to your favorite happy song. Feel the divine flow through you. 828. So it looks like you have stayed focused in the midst of two karmic cycles that you were in. This is number 2 right here. Maybe 2 karmic cycles that you were in. And you were able to use your fire responsibly, right? You were able to be in divine masculine energy when I say use your fire responsibly, right? And so, meaning that you were able to balance some things out, like you're able to balance your fire out, right? All right, so let's get into it. It's like able to keep your peace. Like the number 2 is peace, right? Keep the peace in the middle of karmics. Yeah, sitting on a throne, carefully keeping your vibrations high, carefully vetting your thoughts, keeping your vibrations as high as you possibly could. All right, so here we have the World card and close out a cycle. All right, carefully close out a cycle. All right. Here we have the 8 of Swords here, and you're looking back and just seeing how restricted you were. Remember, with the 8 of Swords, those restrictions are not tight, right? They give that illusion like that you are looking in the mirror and you're restricted in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But that is mirror work, right? That is mirror work. That's really kind of how you talk to yourself. So at some point, you may not have thought you deserved the best when it comes to love. You may not have thought you deserved the best when it comes to your personal or your professional life. So you may have thought, okay, you felt restricted by whatever. I'm not gonna plant any seeds out there, but whatever reason, you may have thought maybe you were told because maybe education or whatever, you didn't deserve a particular type of job, or you didn't deserve whatever. You thought you were restricted in some way, shape, form, or fashion because of whatever somebody may have told you in the past. But Source is saying you're learning how to do your own mirror work, and you're speaking things into existence. You're making some things happen, and you're seeing how the power of words, speaking things into existence, right? So it doesn't matter how much education you have, like in terms of like degrees, it's the power of words and speaking from a higher frequency, adjusting crowns, right? So you're not going back to being confused anymore. You're not going back to being confused anymore, right? So somebody was just determined to do the shadow work. You were determined to do the shadow work. You were determined to speak life into what you wanted. Yeah, and learn how to see things from a higher frequency. You were just determined to speak life into what you wanted, to see things from a higher frequency, right? And speak to all the sacrifices, that you have made, and speak to, putting something to an end, and those things. And I'm seeing victory, right? You're back in the saddle again. Somebody's back on center stage, like I said before. And here we have this right here. I see your abundance and your prosperity growing as a result of that. So that's a good thing. And so one of the things that you become familiar with is learning how to use your voice. That's what the V is, learning how to use your voice. Speak up for yourself, like learning how to use your voice. And that's what you have in common with someone. That's, again, keep finding what you have in common with other human beings is learning how to use your voice, not to just kind of sort of like put the, see this, this right here, like putting the, any negative feelings, any low vibrating feelings behind lock and key, and keeping your vibrations high. Keeping your vibrations high, speaking to a higher frequency, right? And just getting some rest. Getting some rest, right? Telling your truth, speaking your truth about some things, speaking your truth, right? You're on top of things, speaking your truth. Whatever that is, what is your truth, right? That's what you and somebody have in common. Speaking your truth. As heartbreaking as something is, speaking your truth. A lot of times, and that's how, you may have felt like some people have talked about you behind your back, but that's what people, one of the things, and I say this about Scorpios all the time, and I speak highly of all Zodiac signs, Scorpios. But one of the things in the years that I've been reading cards, one of the things that I've noticed is your Scorpios, and I'm saying it's very complimentary to Scorpios. One of the things that I've noticed with you all is your silence throws a lot of people off. And I know it's because you all are trying to process your, your downloads. I'm not trying to give anybody to, not trying to enable anybody's behavior. I'm speaking to your highest frequency, of course. So, and I'm not trying to trigger any cross watchers who may have had not so good experiences with Scorpios. But I have personally witnessed people speak very negatively about Scorpios behind their backs. When Scorpios, if Scorpios have given people, if people have given Scorpios the same opportunity to speak negatively about those same people behind their backs, Scorpios don't say anything negative about them behind their backs. I've personally seen that with quite a few Scorpios. The Scorpios didn't say anything negative about people behind their backs. Well, you may just kind of sit on, may not say anything, but a lot of you all will go around people and still be very generous and very kind, maybe smiling and very generous with your compliments with people. And that is really a gift. That's a gift, because that's a level of emotional, I would say it's a level of a mixture of emotional intelligence and a level of emotional emotional intelligence and emotional maturity that a lot of people it takes people to get to, because every sign has their gift. Like every sign, is known for something. That's something that you all are known for, whether people choose to point that out to you all or not. I try to point out every zodiac sign's highest, what they look like at their highest point. And so anybody that is related to you all, or who has the fortune, who is fortunate enough, that's the word I'm looking for, who is fortunate enough to be connected to you and to you all in that way, to be on both sides of the sword, to be in the presence of people who have said things about you all behind your backs, like this right here, behind you, thinking that you all want to be the center of attention, when really it could just be a gift for you all to kind of sort of be in the spotlight, and people who look up to you and admire you all for being on center stage, and who aspire to be that, but really don't want your shine. They don't want your shine. They or say, you know, one day they like, oh wow, give them something to look up to, but they're not competing with you, versus an energy who is directly competing with you and what they would say about you behind your back. um it's confusing. It causes confusion. So that's what source is trying to help you all to learn how to discern who looks up to you, whether you're older or younger than they are, and who really is being genuine towards happily seeing you in the spotlight and saying, really clapping and cheering for you, and really saying, really happy for you, Scorpio, and not seeing you as competition. They see you operating in North Node, versus someone who sees you as competition, and every opportunity they get, they bash you behind your back while smiling in your face. There's a big difference. Obviously, you know that by now, right? Who will sacrifice you the first opportunity they get? And they want a destiny swap with you. That's something that you're having, that's what you're having to learn, right? That's what you're having to learn how to. Sometimes you can have friends, people you think are this like this, and they secretly want your life. You can be in two totally different fields. They want your life. Or you can have somebody who really genuinely can sit down in an audience and let you shine and be genuinely clapping and cheering for you, and behind your back they're just telling people, whether you all are connected or not, they're telling people they really are genuinely happy for you. That's what you're learning how to discern. That's what you're not going back to assuming just because you're familiar with, or you heard something about somebody, that they want to be the center of attention, that they want this and want that. Just because you hear people assassinating people behind their back, that you're going to believe everything that you hear. You're going to just believe a lie about people. When you say you deserve the best, that's the energy you're putting out there about other people. The same thing. So when you sit down and talk to somebody, and somebody that you have in common, they say, you know, my mom or my sister or my brother or my cousin, you know, they always really like the way you sing, or they like the way that they've always spoken highly of you. Versus this person I was dating, they always cutting their eyes at you. They always, you know, have something negative. You totally got it mixed up and totally got it wrong. You're sitting there looking like, what? Or your niece or nephew, they always had something kind to say about you, but your own sister, y'all think y'all close like this, and they always got something horrible to say about you behind your back. You have no idea. They always saw you as competition, your sister or brother, whatever. So that's what somebody is learning how to discern, and that's the beauty of keeping your water flushed out. This is your moon sign. What sets you apart from every other Scorpio on the planet. So when the moon moves through your zodiac sign, it really is time for you to, that's you and everybody, not just you, it's really saying you deserve the best, unapologetically. People who genuinely want to see you thrive is going to be right down there. Look at this card right here, clapping and cheering for you. They right there, front and center, clapping and cheering for you, genuinely happy. The ones that's not, they're going to find some kind of excuse for why they're not there. They too busy running around, keep creating some kind of distraction in the audience. They buzzing from here to there. They always busy. They got something going on. They just too busy for anything. Unless it's drama, chaos, and confusion, gossiping, talking about somebody behind their back, then they front and center or in front of the drama. But when it comes to supporting you, guess what? They too busy. It's too much going on. Because they need to always be the center of attention, even if they got to create something. Somebody is learning to leave certain energies behind. What you choose to believe and what you choose not to believe. Somebody is learning how to save themselves. You're learning how to save yourself. And genuinely who wants to be saved, you know, and how they want to be saved, right? Right, so you're freeing yourself from shady people. You're freeing yourself from shady people. Being from around shady people. You're taking a page out of people's books who learn how to just quietly move through a storm in life. They just move on. They just quietly move on. They don't say anything. They just move on. They're like, okay, here we go. Here we go. You know, those people, whenever it's time for them to shine in the spotlight, you and somebody may have something in common. Maybe y'all are on center stage or something like that. But you'll notice people who see people as competition, they can't help themselves. I mean, for real, they just cannot. They can't help themselves. They cannot help themselves. They cannot help themselves. So you be cutting ties with some energies. You be cutting ties with people who like to assassinate people behind their back. Because they're the ones that's really trying to destiny swap, but they don't know what it took for a person to get up on stage. They don't know what it takes for people to get up on stage and having to have all the swords in their back. They have no idea, for real. They have no idea, for real. They don't know if you have to get through shyness. They don't know what kind of family situation you had to go through. They don't know what kind of shade you had to go through. People who have limited spiritual views. They have no clue what it takes to get up on stage in front of a group of people. None whatsoever. So that's how you're going to save yourself. By leaving behind a bunch of distractions. Leaving behind a bunch of distractions. They just want a destiny swap. They want the shine. They want the attention, but they have no idea what it takes. So here's a 7. Yeah, they did something. They did something. These energies did something behind closed doors. While somebody was in hermit mode. To overwhelm somebody while somebody was in hermit mode. Well, there's enough information. Cost somebody a lot of money. Personal resources, money, possessions, habits, financial security, self-worth, income. Because they had to have it. It was their way or the highway. Yep. It was their way or the highway. Bully. And for them, when it comes to money, something runs real deep. It runs real deep when it comes to money. It was an earth sign. A Taurus. Taurus and Aries. That you're no longer talking to anymore. Pisces is involved in something too. So yeah, let's close this out. Somebody is now learning something. Somebody's eyes are wide open now. Somebody's eyes are wide open. Soon as people start believing in their dreams, you're showing the world is now you're focusing on the 11th house. You're thinking about the future, humanitarianism, goals, wishes, awareness, those kind of things. You're learning how to pour into people now. Somebody learning how to pour into people now. There's a humanitarian. Clearing. As true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will arrive. You shine. You shift from mind to God's. Such freedom. Such freedom. Such freedom. So somebody's spending some alone time. That is what I have for you. Hopefully this has been extremely helpful. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.